This is my niece's pink globe. All the countries on it are drawn in shades of pink. It's really cute. But there's one country that pink definitely doesn't suit. It definitely has to be black, or at least red, because after so many years of war, the country has been almost wiped off the map, and there's no chance of resolving the conflict.
On paper, Yemen is still considered a country, but in reality it is just a word on a map, because power as an institution has disappeared. There is no central authority. The north is controlled by some, the south by others. The capital is formally under someone's rule, but in fact lives on its own. Borders are not lines, but checkpoints with armed men, each with their own rules. There is no real judicial system. The army is fragmented. The economy is dead. Even the currency is different, as some areas print their own money, while others simply trade in dollars or food. Yemen now functions not by law, but by habit. Every day is a struggle for survival, and if one region is calm today, it is not thanks to any government, but only because no one has yet decided to attack.
Children in Yemen are not prepared for adulthood. They are simply given uniforms and guns. Thousands of boys from the age of 10 have already passed through armed groups, recruited by force, deception, or in exchange for food. Some serve Houthis, others separatists, others local commanders. Childhood ends before it begins, and even those not fighting live in danger. Mines are scattered everywhere, on roads, near schools, in fields. Losing a leg is normal, playing outside is dangerous, walking down the street is frightening, survival is a success, war has burned not only the land, but the very idea of childhood.
The Yemeni economy is dead. Salaries are not paid for months. Pensions do not exist. Business survives only on the black market. The rial has lost so much value it is useless. People barter chickens for flour, fuel for medicine, clothes for food. Even state employees survive by begging. Banks are closed or empty, and if a job appears, the line stretches for kilometers. Women sell jewelry, men sell kidneys, all to feed their families. This is not exaggeration. Organs are really sold. In the 21st century, in a country with no jobs, no stability, and not even an illusion of a future, only the present day, and even that not for everyone. Today's Yemen is not about war itself, but about its consequences that have become routine. Ruined houses, dead trees, burned out cars, and people who still boil tea over a fire as if nothing has changed. Children play among shell casings. Old men sit on doorsteps with no doors. Women wash clothes on the ground where there was once asphalt. There is no electricity, but candles burn. There are no jobs, but someone still repairs shoes. There is no belief in the future, but every day begins again against the background of dust, stench, shouting, diesel fumes, and rot. This is not post-apocalypse. It is simply reality. Yemen did not collapse in an explosion. It just slowly faded away, and nobody is even surprised anymore. The Yemeni war long ago stopped being an internal conflict. It has turned into a proxy war where two foreign powers, Saudi Arabia and Iran, pursue their goals through local fighters. The Saudis support the official government, bomb rebel positions, and fund the army. Iran arms the Houthis, trains them, and provides money. But for ordinary people, it makes no difference. Their homes burn regardless of which flag hangs above the warehouse. Their children die of hunger while distant nations play geopolitics. Yemenis have become a backdrop, and while talks are held abroad, inside the country, people die simply because no one wants to stop. In the north, the movement calling itself Ansar Allah, known to the world as the Houthis, has taken power. Once a radical Shia group from the mountains, they now rule millions of people. In 2014, they entered Sana'a almost without resistance, and since then, the capital and nearby provinces remain under their control. They have their own army, taxation, administration, media, and even courts. They enforce their authority
with Iranian support and by suppressing dissent. People vanish without trace. Criticism leads to prison. Refusal to serve leads to coercion. Yet many still support them not out of ideology, but simply because there is no alternative. They are no longer just rebels, but a full regime that governs territory more effectively than anyone else in the country. But the price is isolation and harshness.
On the streets of Yemen, every day there is a constant roar, not of music or motorcycles, but of fighter jets. The Saudi-led coalition has been carrying out airstrikes for years on areas controlled by Houthis. Officially, the targets are military, but in reality, schools are destroyed, markets burned, hospitals reduced to rubble. Under the ruins lie families, children, and patients. In places like Sada or Hodeidah, whole districts have been flattened. Living among ruins has become normal. People no longer run to shelters because they know shelters collapse too. The only thing they have are seconds between the siren and the strike. If lucky, a new day begins. If not, you are pulled from the debris or never found at all. After the Houthis took Sana'a, the government fled south to the port city of Aden, formerly the new capital, but in practice it is controlled by dozens of factions. Separatists backed by the UAE, local militias, and street gangs each hold a share of power. Government officials live in barricaded districts and rarely leave with no guards. Police exist only on paper. In reality, armed patrols of whoever is strongest enforce the rules. Aid supplies are stolen, electricity is rationed, water is a luxury, crime is everyday life. This is a city where government exists only nominally, while laws are written by those with the most guns. Erase the country's name from the map, and it would look like two different states. The north under Houthis with religious discipline, military control, and centralized administration. The south, fragmented but ambitious. Here, people want to revive South Yemen as it was before unification. Every city and every group has its own agenda. Separatists clash with government forces, tribes fight each other, unity is absent, even the money is different. Sana'a has one set of banknotes while Aden has another. People in the north watch one set of channels, while in the south they watch others. Ideology, economy, and even school programs are different. Yemen is no longer one, and the question is not when it will be whole again, but whether it has already been irreversibly broken. Death in Yemen does not come only from the sky, it also comes by sea. The war has brought a blockade of ports, especially Hodeidah. The Saudi coalition has restricted access to essential supplies for years. Food, fuel, medicine, everything is delayed under the pretext of stopping weapons smuggling the Houthis. But while trucks wait, people die. Millions depend on aid that rots in port warehouses or never enters the country. Local authorities demand bribes, armed groups loot convoys, doctors operate without anesthesia, people collect water from puddles, and feed children flatbread made of flour and grass. Food and medicine exist, but they do not reach the people. Blockade in Yemen is not a side effect of war, it is a weapon. Yemen is now the largest humanitarian crisis of our time. These are not dramatic words, but dry UN statistics. More than 20 million need urgent help. Hunger is not a metaphor, but a physical reality. People dying from exhaustion, children most of all. Photographs of protruding ribs and huge eyes are not from archives, but from yesterday. And while food is absent, diseases spread. Cholera, malaria, COVID, diphtheria, the water is contaminated. There are no antibiotics, ambulances barely run, fuel is gone, and doctors are few. And even if you reach a hospital, your chances of survival are almost the same as staying home. Here they do not cure, they only hold your hand in silence. Yemen is not poor in resources. It has oil, though not in huge amounts. Yet even that does not help. The oil fields are in the hands of factions. Some pump it for export, others just to fuel their vehicles. Oil trucks are guarded by armed groups. Taxes are collected by whoever holds weapons. The government sees none of this money. The budget is fiction. The national economy runs on deals between commanders and shadow traders. Even this gray market is unstable. A change of power in one city reshuffles the entire flow. Yemen does have oil, but it is not an asset. It is just another reason for the next fight. In the chaos of war, an old shadow has returned. Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. This group feels freer here than almost anywhere, in regions with no control even from Houthis or the coalition. They build camps, conduct raids, recruit people, sometimes for money, sometimes for security. Where there is no state, rules belong to whoever can impose them. Al-Qaeda is not alone. There are other extremists, mercenaries, and gangs. Terror in Yemen is not a headline, but part of the landscape. People do not discuss it, they simply live with it. Schools in Yemen have become targets. Those not bombed are occupied by soldiers. Classrooms house fighters. Blackboards display mine diagrams. Teachers are gone. Some fled, some died, some changed jobs to feed their families. Textbooks are scarce. Internet is absent. Electricity comes by the hour. Children learn from hearsay, from scraps of old notebooks. Boys are taken into the army before finishing 4th grade. Girls before they learn to write. The loss of a generation is not a threat but a fact. These children will not grow educated, they will grow up only as survivors, or not at all. About Yemen, almost nobody speaks. Not in headlines, not in briefings, not at summits. The conflict is too complex, the players inconvenient, the interests small. Sanctions are imposed formally, aid packages are announced but never reach people. No one intervenes seriously. Saudis keep bombing, Iranians keep supplying. The US sells weapons, Europe writes reports, the UN is present but powerless. Volunteers work alone, journalists rarely get in. Yemen has been erased from global attention, left alone with slow but certain dying. Yemen did not vanish overnight, but now it seems erased, and nobody is in a hurry to change that.